The place they chose for us, that is my wife and I, she went with me, was the Chez Arlene's restaurant out on South Main out there. Granny Harbor's Chez Arlene's restaurant, you'll never forget. Uh, it was a seafood restaurant, and they had big billboards all up South Main with lobsters on them. And I always wanted to eat a lobster. And so I went out to the restaurant to integrate it. When we arrived, my wife and I, the hostess had not been fully informed, or she had forgotten, as to what was to take place. So we walked up to her. She says, she said, "What do you want?" I said, "We will be served." "You will be served?" I said, "Yes." As she thought for a minute, she said, "Oh, that's right, that's right." She remembered that she'd been told that they were going to integrate and that a Negro couple would come and to see that we were seated. So she excitedly, she ran around the place. She said, "They're here, they're here, they're here, they're here." And I just stood back and looked at my wife and I said, "Wow, what a reception." Anyway, they took us in and sat us down and served us. And so with that, the restaurant facilities in Houston were integrated. One face after another would look and say, "Do you know him?" She said, "I don't know him." Another face would come to the porthole. Lady, one of the Negro ladies back in there who were the cooks and so on. She said, "I don't know him." Finally, she went up there and brought one lady and she looked. She says, "Oh, I know him. I know him. That's my children's principal." And she said, "Hey, Mr. Gaines." And she said, "That's my children." She was so proud of me. Oh, I've never seen her face light up so that here she was back in the kitchen in all those years. And to see one of her very own come in there to be served. And of all people, it was Mr. Gaines, her children's principal. And that was a moment that'll always stand out in my life. My fellow board members over here at the South Central YMCA, who have the esteemed Mr. Hobart Taylor and Quentin Reese, were all around the table and said, "Now, Brother Arthur, we have another job for you. You ought to go and stay at the Rice Hotel." I said, "The Rice Hotel?" I said, "Oh, no. They don't have us in there." "Well, it's all set. You can go in there. When you go in there, you can go in and get your room and everything. And for all intents and purposes, the Rice Hotel will have integrated hotels for the city." So, all right, so here I go again. I walked in the door of the Rice Hotel, and the house detective evidently had not been informed that a Negro man was coming in the hotel, because you didn't walk in the front door of the Rice. You walked in the side door in the service entrance of the Rice Hotel. I came walking in the front door, walking across the lobby, and this house detective was sitting there taking a little nod, big hat kind of down over his eyes. He was sitting there nodding in the lobby. So one of the bellhops said, "Hey, there's some Negroes in here." He said, And he woke up. He said, "Hey." He threw his hat back. He said, Hey, boy, wait a minute, boy. Where you going, boy?" He said, "Where you going, boy?" I didn't say anything. I kept striding as fast as I can to the desk to say that I was there to spend the night. And the clerk said, "It's all right." He said, "Okay." So they showed me to my room. I went upstairs, stayed all night, slept, got the next morning, and left. So, for all intents and purposes, hotels were integrated. And I saw segregation in color raise its ugly head. We were about to catch a boat in England, headed for Le Havre, France, and we were there ready to board an all-black unit, because during that time, the Army had not integrated. We were an all-black company, and here was an all-white company. And everybody wanted to get on the other side and wanted to be over there for the holiday Christmas. Didn't want to be on the water. We were about to get on. They came and told us to get back. And I said, you mean here we are getting ready to go overseas, and the people doing this kind of thing? And because their officer outranked our officer, because they were all white, they all got on first. And then the boat landings pulled up and said, that's all. And we said, oh, shucks. We wanted to go so we could be in France for the holidays and not on the water. But so we caught the next bus, the next ship going over. And when we did, that same ship had gotten sunk. As we passed in the middle of the English Channel, all we could see was the American flag. And that flag staff is way up high, and it was just floating on. That's how deep that ship had gone down in the water, not a single survivor. So I said, God, thank you. It leaves behind some footsteps. It leaves behind some footprints. And it says to us, these footprints are here. And time will not erase, nor ages past can take these footsteps away. The winds can't blow these footsteps away. And they're here for you to walk in, if you ever have to walk in them.